Looks like we're streaming possibly. Let's take a look. Gonna pull it up right now. All right, yeah, okay, so it looks like we are pretty much live. It's a little bit of delay here. Hey, what's up, guys? So this is a live stream. Just wanted to jump on and talk about Toaster, okay? So for you Kemper guys, right, like people like us, there is no native made by Kemper editor, right? User editor for computer status, right? So that, what does that mean? So as you can see down here in Kemper Cam, right? Like if I want to mess around with my Kemper, I have to like reach over and turn knobs. And like in this live stream environment, I don't have my Kemper to my side. I have like my Helix up here. And like there's really no way for me to do it unless I have to put the Kemper right here and then like a camera on it, right? So if I had the Kemper right here and like a camera on it, then I could mess with the knobs at, you know, arm's reach and it wouldn't be a big deal. But that's not what I want to do, right? Because I have all of my computer stuff and streaming cameras, microphone, audio interface, computer, wireless, speakers. Everything is on this cart that's like right here that you can't see, but it's, you know, it's there. And my Kemper for the most part is pretty much mounted, and my TV and all that stuff that I'm running all this on, right? So this is why for me having something like a an editor would be nice. And so luckily for people like us, one already exists. Now it's not, you know, Kemper made, but it's from someone on the Kemper forum who created this editor, and it's called Toaster. So Toaster 1.0.100 alpha is what I'm using here. And in order to run this, you need to have a specific cable, okay? You have to have a USB to MIDI cable. And I purchased mine off of Amazon, and this is the cable that I bought, okay? So this is the cable for $23. It's a USB in and out MIDI interface converter adapter. And I don't know what all that means, but you know, there's in that little screen is a red and then two blue lights, and they go back and forth, right? And so the red one is on, meaning that it's getting power, and then the blue ones are talking about like communication between a computer and, you know, through the USB and then the Kemper. And so it's like communicating back and forth, right? And I have it, you know, like on my desk here, my whole computer thing going on, that I can see it right there, and it's blinking back and forth. This allows me to use Toaster, the app, okay, to manipulate my Kemper in a very limited capacity, okay? So we're rocking the Ace Beauty 3 Plus here. Tone Junkie patch, awesome patch. Rocking a Gibson Les Paul's, this is an LPJ 2013, I believe it is. I can't tell, it's too dark. Yeah, it's a 2013 model LPJ. And, you know, just wanted to throw some Gibson love out there. There's been a lot of Gibson butthurt lately, and it's not well deserved. Gibson is definitely deserved and owned up, and it has its fair share of butthurt coming, right? But you know, with that being said, here's my Les Paul, one of mine. Got Burst Bucker 3 Pro humbuckers in it. Pretty nice little setup here. Got some old strings. Still doing good. Love this rubbed gold, and it's already starting to like green up right here, and the back of the neck is starting to, you know, fade out and stuff, because it's supposed to, you know, mimic the whole vintage vibe. But anyway, so this is a USB. It's four USB in and out MIDI interface converter. This is what I bought, literally. This middle one right here, $23.99. The red one is the cable I bought, and it's a good size cable. And this allows me to mess with Toaster and Kemper in a very limited capacity. Nonetheless, it's not bad, okay? So let's jump on my channel real quick just to verify something. Make sure we are live. Yep, okay, so here we are. Good deal. So as you can see on Kemper Cam down here, there are certain things that whenever you mess with this, will directly interface with the Kemper and then turn lights on and off, right? Like functionalities. So for example, cabinet. I think I can turn cabinet off, can I? No, I can't. Yeah, there it is. So cabinet's now off. You can see in Kemper Cam, and I don't want to blow your ears out, but not a bad tone. But definitely missing a cap, and there we go. And so you get limited functionality here, and so like you're missing like the browse knob, you're missing the type knob, you're missing the store function, the undo, the redo, and I believe the system rig. I can't tell. I got my camera in the way of the screen actually. And so if you're looking on Kemper Cam down here, you can see when I roll the volume down, the blips, the little green dots go down, right? So we do have that. And like, that's okay. You know, I'm cool with that. And the same goes for the gain, right? So I'm at 2.8 gain. I can roll my gain down. The EQ works. It definitely interfaces with the EQ on the Kemper. And see, these are basic core functionalities that I absolutely have to have in an editor. And they work. And so like going to tuner, you can see on Kemper Cam down here that it switched to the Peterson style tuner, right? Then I have my on-screen tuner, which is cheesy, but it's cool. And maybe I can mute the signal. Yep. I don't know if that worked. I considered myself. Oh wow, it's opposite. You got your clean sense, your distortion sense. I'm having to move this over so I can see some of the things here because the noise gate control absolutely works. The little chicken head here works. So yeah, your basic core functionalities totally work, okay? You're just not, it's not 100%. And now we're going to talk about the things that kind of don't work, okay? So turning pedals off does not work. Holding them down does get you to the edit aspect of having a pedal. And then so now I can, there isn't a browse knob here, so I can't like browse through it, okay? Unless I'm missing something, which is entirely possible, right? Because I think when I go left and right on the rig, which end up being your main cursors here on Toaster, yeah, I can't switch. I don't think I can switch delays or reverbs. I don't. Yeah, we're pretty much. And notice how the top buttons now, those top knobs now become like pages. The extra pages, some of the extra pages on the actual thing here. So. And so what's the workaround here, right? And so this is how a Kemper works. You got stomps, you got your cab stack, and then you got effects, right? So pre, cab, post, right? And the way I do this is I automatically have my, so what I have here on the stomp section, I run a compressor, I run my loop, and my effects loop on my Kemper is actually my Friedman Buxom Boost pedal, okay? And it's set pretty aggressive for some lead. And then C is like the DS1 pedal that's in the Kemper already, right? And then D is a chorus, light chorus. And as you can see, the ones I already have on for default are compressor and loop pedal, right? And then DS1 and chorus are default off. And so what happens here, when you hit the stomp grouping, it brings those in, right? And that's the only way. You cannot turn these pedals on and off individually. Yeah, it just doesn't work. All you can do is bring up the editing functionality of those, right? I can't like turn them on and off. And so the way you turn them on and off is by hitting the grouping button here. That's how that works. And the same goes over here with the delay, the reverb. And so X is like a, in this global setting here, I have X as actually a EQ, and then my chorus, which is always on. It's actually a tremolo, sorry. My mod light there is my tremolo. The delay is always on. For some reason, the delay light does not come on. It's kind of weird, but it's, trust me, it's on. It's there. And you can see it down there on Kemper Cam, right? So on Kemper Cam, you can see modulation, which is my trim, my delay, and my reverb are on by default. And the way I bring those in and out of the mix is by hitting the effects button. Same over here. The way I bring these pre-pedals in and out of the mix is by hitting my stomps button. So like I said, limited functionality, limited ability to do things, but it's better than nothing, okay? And so when I'm sitting over here where I'm at and my Kemper and all that stuff are over there, I can at least turn things on and off and bring them in and out by using the Toaster app. And it, you know, in order to get this, you have to buy this cable, right? You most certainly have to buy this cable. And when you get the cable, you're good to go. And then once you have that cable, I haven't tried any other cables, and I wanted to talk something real quickly. So the way the cable is laid out, as you can see here, is a USB on one side, the little thingy, whatever that is, in the middle with the lights. I'm guessing that's some sort of converter, right? And then your actual MIDI cables on the other side. And so you got a MIDI in and a MIDI out marked on the cable. So a MIDI in cable and a MIDI out cable, okay? On the back of the Kemper, you have MIDI in and MIDI out as well. And so what I had to do, I plugged in to in and out to out. And this is the first time I ever used MIDI, so maybe I'm stupid for doing it this way. In to in and out to out. It sounded like, okay, it sounds like right. And it didn't work. And I was like, for a day and a half, I was like, damn, you know, I got a dead cable, but the cables light up. So it's not the cable, there's something wrong. You know, so I tried different USB, nothing. I thought the Toaster app was dead. It wasn't that. What it was is you have to plug the in cable to the out of the Kemper and the out cable to the in of the Kemper. So the cables go like this, in to the out, out to the in. When I did that, all of a sudden my Kemper came alive on Toaster app, and I had, boom, my screen and my blips. Everything was there, totally legit, okay? And that's how this worked. So yeah, using this Ace Beauty 3 Plus profile, and then of course in the stomp section I have my gain pedal. Yeah, it's great preset, and I'm not happy with how my pedal interacts with this preset. It kind of makes it go woofy. Incidentally, I actually have my Kemper EQ'd out for a Strat. And so playing these humbuckers, these burst bucker pickups, is definitely throwing off a lot of my just default tones, you know. So it sounds a little woofy, a little woody. That doesn't sound too bad right there, though. Pretty good setup. So, okay, so I think, do you have access to all rigs? No, you can just switch between the groupings, and then anyway, so the way we navigate between rigs is because we don't have a browser button or a browser knob. We actually have to use this right button. Okay, so now we got Bad Kitty Panther, another Tone Junkie. Let me turn off the stomps. Sorry, stomps are off. So as you're watching me, you see how I'm interfacing with this thing, and this allows me to at least have some sort of editor functionality. It's not the best, okay? It's not the most awesomest, but it's enough, okay? It's good enough for me in my limited playing. Yeah, I'm clipping. Sorry about that. Need to pull that back. And again, having the editor, the ability to do this on it works just fine for me. I'm happy with this. This is all I got right now, and this is all I'm going to get, presumably, and I'll take it, you know. Yeah, I'm just kind of scrolling through patches so you can see how this is working. Might be a little loud. And on all my patches, I have my pedal turned on. Which is a shame because, you know, another Tone Junkie patch, Benson Butterfly UK4. So yeah, and so when I'm sitting, this is a guitar room, obviously, right? The studio. And when I'm in the other room, which is across the doorway right there, and I'm sitting on the couch and my wife's watching television, I'm sitting literally in a recliner with a guitar like this, just strapped across my belly, and you know my wireless, you know the Line 6 G10 wireless relay thing. Completely wireless headphones. I'm sitting on the couch. This computer cart is kind of off to the corner, but the screen's turned so I can see it. And, you know, I can't reach for my Kemper, right? That's like not going to happen. And so using this editor kind of solves that, right? So I'm laying back on the couch. She's watching House Hunters. I got my headphones on, completely wireless, using my Wi-Fi mouse, right? My wireless mouse. And I'm over here messing with my editor in a limited capacity, able to manipulate the Kemper in a way that's good enough for me just to practice. And so what are we talking about? We're talking about just doing jam tracks, you know, just hanging out, just chilling. You know, this is how I do it. And it's very low tech, but hey, you know, until Kemper gives us something real, this is what it's going to be, right? This is what it is. And I'm cool with that. So let's hang out. So we're using Benson. Probably want to go back to that Ace. The Rev is a nice patch, though. And I'm lost. That's the problem with using this left and right thing. There we go. HW Beauty. Jouster. Yeah. So here we are. We're just rolling out. We're having a good time. And we're using our Kemper in a wireless capacity. Edits on the fly. Pretty straightforward thing going on here, man. A lot of fun. I enjoy this a lot. This is, you know, kind of how I get down. Then we just throw in the a little bit of hot sauce on it, right? Pretty cool stuff. Then it's like, you know, go to a different patch, right? Just that easy. I don't know whose patch that is. I think I landed on the wrong, yeah, my rigs. Here we go. So that's an elevated jam track. You know, if you've watched my channel, you know that's pretty much where I hang out, is elevated jam tracks. Good stuff, man. That guy makes great tracks every day. It looks like he makes 1 or 2 tracks a day, and it's like, yes. You know, really cool stuff. Last imported. Here we go. So I'm still kind of just, yeah, here we go. AC normal. Yeah, these are the actual imported cabs. I'm just trying to find the ones where... I wish I had the browse knob here, but I don't. So it is what it is, right? I mean, it is what it is. I don't know where I'm at now on my navigator. So this is the danger in using this, is because you get lost. I got lost. Let's go to favorites. How about that? Maybe that'll pull up my... Yeah, there we go. I think this is where... Yeah, this is where I need to be. My favorites. Okay, so... So more about the functionality. When you're in cabs, you can't, I don't think, change the IR, right? I don't think I can change the IR. I think I'm stuck with the IR that I have preloaded in the patch. With the EQ, we most certainly can make changes to the EQ. Here we are in our EQ. With the amp, we can also make changes to like the tube bias, the shape, and the clarity, and those kinds of things. So, you know, the core functionalities are totally there, which are more than enough for free, right? Because let's face it, you know, the guy who made this, I don't think got paid, and you know, Kemper hasn't certainly made this damn thing yet, and so what we get is what we get, and you get what you pay for, which is nothing. And it's better than that, right? It's better than nothing. I'm really happy with this editor, but you know, there's some functionality lacking, and I think the last update on this was like 2016. So you tell me, you know. There was that one I just ran past it. Oh, come on. That'll work. This one will work right here. Match 30. Turn off my gain. My pedals. Not bad. Okay, so back to the track. I'm amazed at how many people don't use this, right? Like, I get a lot of questions like, hey, what's that app you're using? And I'm like, dude, it's Toaster. Because I was a Helix user first. And, you know, the Helix is cool for what it does. I might get the HX effects and ditch my Helix. Because I'm like so in love with the Kemper. I think I've had my Kemper like 3 weeks now, right? And very quickly, one of the first things I was looking for was an editor, and I found Toaster. Yeah, pretty cool. I wanted to jump on Kemper Cam. I wanted to switch the setting here. There we go. I don't know entirely if the toaster little like mini knobs right here actually affect in real time. Let's give it a shot. And they do not appear to be working. These appear not to do anything. Maybe if you're in the actual effect, it'll do it. No, they don't appear to be working at all. So like this entire row doesn't appear to be operational at all. I'm fairly certain the master volume doesn't work. I'm fairly certain the maybe the noise gate worked. Let's see if that works. I think it did just work actually. Yeah, that totally just worked. Hear the white noise? Yeah, that totally works. So good news. You know, the noise gate button works, right? I don't know about the distorted sense. I tend to not like to mess with that, so I'm not going to mess with that. So no, you're not going to get deep editing out of this, you know, the toaster, but you're going to get enough, you know. And so when you're just sitting there practicing like I am right now in the context, you know, and I just so happen to be doing a live video, it's good enough for that, right? Just enough for me to like mess around with it and do some basic global changes, which are necessary in my opinion. I love it. I mean, you cannot beat the Kemper, man. The Kemper is... Alright, so someone in my live chat asked, where can I get the toaster software? I just literally Googled it up, man. I like typed in toaster app Kemper, and it brought me to like the Kemper forum, right? And so here we go. Toaster, a new profile. Let me see here. App to send. Toaster V4 is out. Maybe that's the one. I think this is the guy who makes it, right? This dude, Frederican, but that's not the right one because mine's 100. Let's see, related discussions, Kemper. Here we go, toaster new editor. So this is where you get it, and if I can, I'll put the links to it in the bottom here below in this video. The links to where you can download it and then the sources. And you know, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Just make sure you get the USB to MIDI cables and plug the in to the out and the out to the in, and you're set, you're gold. And if that doesn't work, plug the in to the in and the out to the out, you know. But for me, it was in to the out and the out to the in, and that's how I was able to get it to work. And I literally downloaded this app from, and this is safe, we're on the Kemper forum, right? www.kemper-amps.com forum. This is the toaster, a new editor thread. So toaster equals greater than a new editor thread is literally what I'm running here, okay? I downloaded the shiznit, I extracted the shiznit, installed it, whatever, and then it brought me to the toaster app when I launched it, and then I didn't have a cable at the time, so I was like, well, damn, that doesn't work. I thought it would use just a USB, right? No, you got to get the actual MIDI cable because this runs off MIDI. And then I had to actually go in here and... you know, like go to upload a Kemper file, close MIDI ports, disconnect. I had to like open the ports, close the ports, connect and disconnect a few times, request values. I had to do those a few times in order to, and then also I had to go in here into settings and then configure. And then MIDI, okay, so I'm not using the MIDI in my Focusrite, right? My 18i8 here. I'm using USB MIDI 0 and USB MIDI. Those are the settings, right? So settings, configure. Those are the configure parameters in order to make this work. And then, you know, the help doesn't really do nothing. You know, it's just third-party copyrights. You know, just useful legal mumbo jumbo information. That's literally what I'm running here. And with this, I'm able to control my Kemper. This is incidentally why I like to use my Helix. Okay, so My Helix over here, I like to run that with an effects send to the Kemper and back, and so the Kemper exists on a single block inside my Helix, right? Okay, because when I have it set that way, and then the amp is just no effects, just the amp and like compression, that's it. I can then use the greater Helix Editor, right? And so we're not talking about MIDI, not using any MIDI when we're doing that. We're just using the Helix Edit. We're manipulating the Helix itself in editor mode, with the Kemper as a block, and then I can control all my reverb parameters, all my delay parameters, pedals up front, pedals after, splitting lines, you know, all that awesome functionality that Helix gives you. I'm able to do that using the Kemper as a block, but, you know, the Helix doesn't fit on my cart, right? I mean, I got speakers in the toaster on my cart. That's all I can really, and the TV and the computer and the interface, right? That's all I can really fit on this thing. And so I don't have my Helix with my Kemper at all times. And so in order for me to do that, I have to run cables like from where it's at now to over there, and it's kind of a pain. So, you know, just on the fly, hanging out, recording, making a live stream or something like that, it's going to be using the toaster and the Kemper, which is a very limited functionality. So yeah, that's literally the cable I bought here on Amazon. A 4 FORE USB in and out MIDI interface converter adapter. What is it, 5-pin? Yeah, 5-pin DIN MIDI cable. Okay, I got the red one, the $23.99 one. It has this little blinking lights, which are awesome. I'm watching them blink, and that's telling me that it's communicating. I like that functionality, because if the lights were not on, if they were not blinking, then I would know I have a problem, right? Like, oh wow, you know, it's not plugged in right, or maybe the cable got unplugged or something. Who knows, right? That's literally what I did, what I bought, and what I'm using to do this. Okay, and I love it. I'm really happy with it. So, you know, that's pretty much been this video. Definitely want to get the toaster. If you have a Kemper, go get toaster. Get you the USB cable, okay? Get the USB MIDI cable. Configure it. If you have any questions, I'm going to post this in the Kemper Praise and Worship and a couple of other places out there. If you have any questions, you can always you message me here on Facebook, on YouTube. You can message me anywhere, and I'll be glad to help you out if you had any questions of this. If your toaster isn't working with this. Keep in mind, I'm new to Kemper, but this is how I do it, right? And so maybe you have a better way to do this, and you can teach me too. That's why I'm trying to be, you know, friendly about this, because I know that my limited capacity is only taking me so far. This is the Michael Britt Dumble, I guess, with overdrive on it, right? Love that patch, man. Like, with my real speakers, it roars. Seriously roars, man. Okay, this is one of my favorite Marshall patches that I run. I usually don't have the gain on. For that metal, you know? And the main thing about having this is you can actually you can notch your mids. Yeah, that I'm like too loud, right? Yeah. So like, you know, there it is. That's how you do this. That's how I get down. I use the Toaster app. I got it from the Toaster forum. I bought this cable right here, the Amazon 4 USB, and that's it. That's how I get down, man. So that's been this video, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Come hang out with me on YouTube. Subscribe. You know what I mean? Need subscribers just like everybody else. Here in the next couple days, you know, YouTube's going to kick people off of whatever partnership. So throw me some subscriptions. That'd be awesome. If you have any questions regarding anything Kemper or Helix or integration thereof, and now this little toaster thing, feel free to reach out to me. And I'll catch you guys next time. Rock on, y'all. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It's pretty cool. All right, guys, take it easy. Catch y'all next weekend.